Hello, we're the sign language teachers here at ETHS. My name's Miss Seaver.
My name's Mrs. Corrigan.
And my name is Mrs. Pearson.
We wanted to share some information with you about the sign language program here at ETHS. So here are some facts for you. It's an official language with its own grammar. We have 4 years of the language at ETHS, which can apply towards your focus requirement here for graduation. It's accepted at colleges and universities as your foreign language requirement.
Also, all of our classes are mixed level classes, meaning that honors and regular level students are in the same classroom being taught together, and the instruction is differentiated. We will be using the Language Lab and your Chromebooks to watch videos of native signers as well as recording yourself signing. And we take field trips to promote authentic experiences within the deaf community.
So American Sign Language is the 4th most used language within the United States, which is pretty cool. And since we've been adding more and more sections of ASL, you'll have a lot of opportunities because we serve over 300 students. You have a lot of opportunities to socialize using ASL within ETHS.
So we hope to see you next year.
Hello, 你们好. My name is Yi Xu. I'm the Chinese teacher at ETHS. Chinese class at ETHS is very interactive and engaging. I use story asking techniques to allow students to naturally acquire the language. Over time, Chinese sentences will fly out of their mouth spontaneously. It's amazing to see, and actually it's happening in my class. I want everyone to succeed. A lot of people think that Chinese is very difficult, but actually that's not the case. Chinese is not difficult at all. It's just a little bit different. For example, Chinese doesn't have any tenses, and we don't even need to change the words to make the plural form. So Chinese grammar is actually a piece of cake. In addition to learning the language, you also will be exposed to lots of Chinese cultural activities. For example, Mid-Autumn Festival in the fall and Chinese New Year in the spring. These cultural celebration activities will enrich your Chinese learning experience and also make the learning both educational and fun. If you want to know more about Chinese class, you can go to ETHS World Language website and search Chinese class, and you can stop by or email me with any questions. So why take Chinese? China is the world's 2nd largest economy and is growing. Knowing Chinese will create a world of opportunity for you, and when you apply for a job later on, knowing Chinese will probably be a plus. So I hope to see you next year in Chinese class. 谢谢, 再见, thank you, and see you in the fall.
Bonjour et bienvenue aux classes de français à ETHS. Hi, welcome to French at ETHS. French is a world language. You probably want to ask why. Well, did you know that more than 200 million people speak French on the 5 continents, and that French is it's the 2nd most widely learned foreign language after English, believe it or not. It's the only language alongside English that is taught in every country in the world.
French is the language for international business and relations. It is the official language of the United Nations, the European Union, UNESCO, NATO, the International Olympic Committee, the International Red Cross, and many other institutions. French is the language of the 3 cities where the European Union institutions are headquartered: Strasbourg, Brussels, and Luxembourg.
Hence, we have lots of people to talk to and to talk with. So come to ETHS, where you can start at French 1 and ascend to French 5 AP, if that be the case. Also, we take many field trips to French-speaking institutions like Alliance Française. We also visit the Art Institute.
We offer a highly popular French breakfast table where students gather with their classmates to practice speaking French while tasting a sumptuous French breakfast.
Allez, viens.
Venez chez nous. Au revoir.
Ciao.
Guten Tag und herzlich willkommen to German at ETHS. The German program at ETHS offers 4 different levels of German as well as AP. We also have an exchange program with a high school in Heilbronn, Germany every other year. German at ETHS is taught in an interactive and communicative way. Because English and German are so closely related, students can reach a very high level of proficiency in German over only 4 years of study. There are over 100 million speakers of German in the world, and Germany itself is an increasingly diverse country. There are many work opportunities in German-speaking regions as well as study opportunities in German-speaking regions in the world, and it's an incredibly practical and useful language to learn. In German, we don't say goodbye, we say auf Wiedersehen, which means until we see each other again. And I hope very much to see you again next year in German at ETHS.
Konnichiwa. I'm Mr. Van Cray, the Japanese teacher at ETHS. I'm here to introduce the 5 top reasons why you should take Japanese at ETHS. You already know a bunch of words. There's a lot of words like orange, tomato, banana, pineapple that are already in our English language that the Japanese borrowed. So there's a lot of borrowed words. Number 4, there's no textbook or workbook. This is an original curriculum that I created, and it's one that we move around and change around as needs be. Number 3, tech savvy with innovative technologies used. Websites like Actively Learn or ClassKick. We use iPads to learn how to write. Check out the ethsjapanese.org website for more information. 2, the culture is rich and interesting. You probably know that already because you're into manga and anime and samurai culture, but there's a lot more to be studied through the language. So please think about how that would make your class more interesting. There's lots of opportunities. The number 1 reason. We have an exchange, we have an active tea ceremony club, and we actually do an interchange, almost like a social media-like platform to allow students to really connect with actual Japanese kids, making it the most real class you might take at Evanston because it is all usable from day 1 of class. I hope you consider it. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Hey, fellow student, what you doing?
I'm just trying to study for the SAT, but it's so hard. Have you even heard of the word bellicose before?
I have, because I take Latin. We're always going over derivatives for the words that come from Latin into the English language. So bellum means war, and osus means full of. So bellicose must mean full of war or belligerent.
Wow, I wish I had taken Latin at ETHS.
You said, wow, we do a word of the week every single week in Latin where we learn derivatives specifically, from all the way from AP Latin to 1 Latin. It's totally awesome. Salvete omnes. I'm Magister Green, and this is Magister Wickham, and we teach Latin at Evanston Township High School. And 90% of the words that we have in our English lexicon that are 3 or more syllables actually come from Latin. And so learning Latin helps you to really express yourself well in the English language.
We also get the opportunity to read authentic Latin authors, and we get to study the history, culture, and mythology of the ancient Roman world.
And when you're a junior or a senior and you've been in the program, we also offer a trip to travel to the Mediterranean for 2 weeks, which is a really wonderful cultural experience where we get to view all of the ancient Roman and sometimes Greek sites and talk about how we've talked about these from those Roman authors that we've translated. So we really hope that you'll consider taking Latin at Evanston Township High School, and we hope to see you soon.
Walete! Yay!
Hola, somos maestros de español aquí en ETHS.
Spanish is one of the most spoken languages in the world, with over 20 countries where it's spoken natively.
It's the second most spoken language in the U.S., and it is one of the most vibrant minority languages spoken at ETHS.
And you'll have a chance to study the language you may have learned in middle school or at home. In addition, we have 2 summer abroad programs to Spanish-speaking countries.
Students tell us how much they are able to use their skills from class outside of school. Ven a aprender español con nosotros.
Adiós.
Hasta luego.
Ciao.
Hasta la vista.